Hey, the YouTube Biggest Stringer here, and if you're wondering why I'm doing a new location for a review, well, because my old webcam broke, and I have to get a new one, so yeah, that's why I'm doing it here. Now, today for you guys, I'm going to review Total Recall. Now, Total Recall is another remake of the whole saga of Hollywood is running out of ideas, and they're going to remake anything they have to because they can't think of anything else, and they need to make more money. Yeah, that took a long time to think. Not really, it took like 10 seconds, but anyway. Total Recall is about, Douglas Quaid is, well, he supposedly is, and then he starts to suspect that he's a spy after he visits this thing that they call Recall. And, then he realizes that he is a spy, and they were putting these fake memories of a life they would like to have, that this company would like to have for this specific person. And then, so Colin Farrell has to team up with his old partner, Jessica Biel, as he has to deal with his, well, wife is what he thinks is his wife, played by Kate Beckinsale, and a bunch of other villains in the movie, and the action ensues. Now, I came into Total Recall, I had, like, so-so expectations, which you saw in my anticipation review, and it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was just an okay action film. But later on, I'll just talk about that later. But now let's just talk about the acting. Now, Colin Farrell definitely did a really good job. I am a huge Colin Farrell fan. He's a great actor, and he did a really good job in the movie. And also, Kate Beckinsale. Oh, she was just awful in this movie. I'm sorry. She was just very, very bad. I mean, some movies she can be okay, but she was awful in this movie. Her performance was so laughable. Well, I think she should just be mainly focusing on her looks. I think that's best for you, Kate Beckinsale. And Jessica Biel actually did a lot better than I thought she was going to be. I just thought she was going to be very awful and just a cliched character. Her character was a little bit cliched, but she actually did a pretty good job. I was actually really surprised. But now let's just get on to what I did like and what I didn't like about this movie. Now, what I did like, some of the action was pretty cool to watch. It was pretty entertaining. And some of it in ways that I bet the director didn't want it to be. They wanted it to be because it was cool action, and it was kind of funny, which I'm going to talk about later in this video. And also, this movie had great effects. It had very, very good effects. Because, like, I bet, like, the whole, like, where they lived, like, the whole thing, it was mostly CG, I bet. And it did a great job of it whenever they had to do chase scenes, and they were in these random locations, and all this, like, company stuff. That was really good effects. And it had really good sci-fi as well. It had some pretty good sci-fi. And, of course, it's cool to see the chick with 3 boobs, like every other man. It's fun to see, and the best part is it's PG-13. So my dad didn't want to go see it. So I'm like, okay, I can still see the movie. It's PG-13. I'm 15 years old, and still they showed the 3 boobs. Yes, but anyway, what else I liked about this movie? There was this really good scene. It's not really a spoiler, when like the Douglas Quaid character, well, the Douglas Quaid, like who he thinks he is, his friend talks to him and tries to convince him that he really is Doug Quaid, and he's just trying to, like, fuck with his head. And that was probably the best scene in the whole movie. I was really entertained with that scene. That was like one of the scenes when, like, the audience wasn't just like, cool action, they were just sitting and watching. My eyes were glued to the screen at that scene. If it was like that the whole movie, I probably would have liked it a lot more, but unfortunately it wasn't. And there's this really funny part I'm also not going to give away. When Barack Obama's on the $50 bill. That part was just awesome. And now, for what I did like about this movie, there's a lot I did not like about this movie. Now, a lot of the action was just very dull. It looked so freaking fake. It looked very fake at sometimes, especially with Kate Beckinsale fighting. I mean, the fight scene between Colin Farrell and Kate Beckinsale that you see in the trailer. Yeah, it brings out a lot of laughs. It was really ridiculous, and, like, the punching sound effects were just really, really bad. The sound effects were just terrible in this movie. And, like, when Kate Beckinsale and Jessica Biel are fighting, it looks so fake and unrealistic, and it was just so fucking hilarious to watch. And, also, what I not like about this movie was that it was just unintentionally funny in a lot of parts, which I was mentioning earlier. A lot of parts were just unintentionally funny. And it was just very disappointing because I've heard that the original is such a badass action movie. And the original's like this, then I'm not really interested in watching it because if not, yeah. And because most of the action is mainly a huge thing I didn't like about the movie. It really brought the movie down, in my opinion. I just got really, really pissed off. And also just the villains in the movie were just kind of ridiculous. And also, you could really tell how low budget the movie was. I mean, not extremely low budget, because like some of the explosions that sometimes they used, they looked so fake. And a lot of other stuff they did, it looked so fake. A lot of it looked really fake. Some of it looked pretty cool. Not much of it. What I was mentioning earlier, it wasn't that much of the time. But mainly, it was just very, very cheesy and very, very, very fake. Well, overall, you guys, Total Recall is just okay. Do I think you should go see it? Probably not. You should stick with seeing The Dark Knight Rises or Ted, but because both of those movies are awesome. They're definitely the best movies in the theaters right now. Also, there's The Amazing Spider-Man. I keep on forgetting about that. Well, overall, I'm giving Total Recall. I'll give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. So it was an okay movie, but I don't think you should really go see it. It's not that much of a good time and spend your money on. I don't think you should really spend your money on this movie. So that's my review of Total Recall, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'm Lucas Stringer. I'll see you guys later.